Jack Miller has offered a revealing insight into Yamaha's ambitious development program as the Japanese manufacturer prepares for a critical reset ahead of the MotoGP 2026 season. The Australian rider, who has already sampled Yamaha's future machinery during private testing, believes the factory is finally laying the foundations to return as a genuine front-running force, although he admits the scale of the task ahead remains significant. Yamaha's struggles in recent seasons have been well documented. Despite flashes of one-lap brilliance in 2025, consistency over race distance has continued to elude the Iwata-based brand. Fabio Quartararo, famously nicknamed El Diablo, underlined the latent potential of the YZR M1 by securing 4 pole positions throughout the campaign. However, raw speed failed to translate into victories, with the second place in the main race at Jerez standing as Yamaha's best result of the season. That contrast between qualifying pace and race day performance has become a central theme in Yamaha's technical debriefs. While the M1 can still be devastatingly fast over a single lap, its limitations, particularly in acceleration, tyre management and overtaking capability, have left its riders exposed in wheel-to-wheel combat. These shortcomings have prompted Yamaha to pursue one of the boldest strategic shifts in its modern MotoGP history, the move to a V4 engine configuration for 2026. Miller, known for his technical feedback and experience across multiple manufacturers, was quick to stress that reliability must be the cornerstone of Yamaha's new direction. First and foremost, the engine has to be robust, he explained. Encouragingly for Yamaha, early signs suggest that baseline durability is already in place. That alone represents a crucial step forward, especially considering the increased complexity and thermal demands of a V4 layout. Power, however, remains the next major frontier. Miller acknowledged that while the new engine shows promise, there is still untapped performance waiting to be unlocked. Yamaha is fully aware that outright horsepower has been a persistent weakness compared to rivals such as Ducati and KTM, particularly on long straights and during corner exits. We know the power can still be increased, Miller noted, underlining that current development is now focused squarely on extracting more performance without compromising rideability. Beyond the engine, the Australian was candid about the broader challenges Yamaha faces. Chassis behavior, balance and overall bike harmony remain works in progress. The transition to a V4 is not simply about adding horsepower. It fundamentally alters weight distribution, cornering characteristics, and how the electronics interact with the rear tyre. As Miller pointed out, refining the chassis and electronics package will be just as critical as boosting engine output. This holistic approach reflects a wider shift in Yamaha's philosophy. For years, the manufacturer relied on corner speed and smoothness to compensate for a lack of straight-line performance. In the modern MotoGP era, defined by aerodynamics, ride height devices, and aggressive acceleration, that formula is no longer sufficient on its own. Yamaha now appears committed to building a more complete package, even if that means stepping outside its traditional comfort zone. Whether this will be enough to fight at the front in MotoGP 2026 remains an open question. Miller was realistic rather than optimistic, emphasizing that success will depend on how well all elements come together. Rider input, fine-tuning setups, and translating factory development into weekend performance will be crucial. It's about bringing everything together, he explained, highlighting the importance of collaboration between engineers and riders. The upcoming pre-season tests in Malaysia and Thailand will therefore be pivotal. These sessions will offer Yamaha valuable track time to validate its V4 concept, refine electronics, and allow riders to better understand the bike's limits. With MotoGP 2026 scheduled to begin in late February, time is short, but the opportunity is significant. For Yamaha, 2026 is shaping up to be more than just another season. It could define the manufacturer's competitive direction for the next decade. And with experienced voices like Jack Miller contributing to development, there is cautious belief within the paddock that the tuning fork brand may finally be on the road back to the sharp end of MotoGP. Beyond the technical roadmap, Yamaha's internal structure is also under close scrutiny as it prepares for the V4 era. Engineering workflows, data sharing between European and Japanese bases, and faster decision-making during race weekends are all areas the factory is believed to be refining. In a championship where development speed can define success, Yamaha understands that technical innovation must be matched by organizational efficiency. Another key factor will be how quickly Yamaha's riders adapt their riding styles to the new engine philosophy. A V4 demands a more aggressive approach on corner entry and exit, contrasting sharply with the smooth flowing style that Yamaha riders have traditionally mastered. For someone like Quartararo, this transition could be as important as any horsepower gain, while Miller's experience across different bike characteristics may prove invaluable during this learning phase. Aerodynamics also loom large in Yamaha's development priorities. Rivals have made significant gains through advanced aero packages that enhance stability under braking and improve acceleration. Yamaha has historically been conservative in this area, but the 2026 project appears more open-minded, with a greater willingness to experiment. How effectively these aerodynamic solutions integrate with the V4 platform could play a decisive role in closing the performance gap. Tyre performance, particularly over long race distances, remains another unresolved challenge. In recent seasons, Yamaha has often shown strong early pace only to fade as rear grip deteriorates. Engineers are now working to ensure that the new bike generates traction more efficiently, allowing riders to maintain consistent lap times rather than relying on short bursts of speed. From a strategic standpoint, Yamaha also faces pressure from the competitive landscape itself. Ducati continues to set the benchmark, while KTM and Aprilia have proven capable of race-winning performances. In such an environment, incremental progress may no longer be enough. Yamaha must deliver a clear step forward if it hopes to re-establish itself as a title contender rather than a midfield threat. There is also a psychological dimension to Yamaha's rebuilding phase. Confidence within the garage has been tested by seasons of unfulfilled potential, and early success with the V4, perhaps in testing or the opening races, could provide a vital morale boost. Conversely, early setbacks may demand patience and resilience from both riders and engineers. Financial and regulatory considerations further complicate Yamaha's task. Development tokens, testing concessions, and the looming future of MotoGP regulations mean that every technical choice carries long-term implications.